Like many teens, Robert Mwangi wanted to fit in, and smoking then was the in thing. A get pass to get yourself a girlfriend and be counted a man.
I started smoking when I was in Form 2. That is way back. I started with a small cigarette. I graduated to one full cigarette. I went on to 2 cigarettes per day. Because of the addiction, I ended up smoking up to about 20 cigarettes, especially after school.
After high school, he got a job at the airport. With an income, he could afford to advance his habit, and by this time he smoked up to 20 sticks of cigarette a day. He continued poisoning his system for the next 28 years with alcohol and cigarettes. What he did not know was that what started as a joke would end up being a long journey of both physical and financial pain. One day, while meeting his doctor friend, while chatting, the doctor realized that something was not right with his voice. He recommended that he sees a doctor.
That is when I met a doctor friend of mine who happens to be an ENT doctor. He realized or noted some words are not coming out clearly when I'm talking. So he insisted that I should go to Kenyatta and they look at the throat. The following week I went there, and the doctor who saw me in Kenyatta, when he realized that I'm a smoker, he told me he has got to take a biopsy from the theater.
After visiting the hospital, they did a biopsy test and he was diagnosed with larynx cancer. This time the doctor told him if he wanted to live, he had to give up his smoking habit. He started radiotherapy treatment sessions. The pain was unbearable. There were many times during the treatment that he wanted to give up, but his wife urged him on.
The sessions were about 33 sessions. And when I started the sessions, I didn't think that they will be painful. But I went through a lot of pain during the sessions. I even tell people I'm a miracle because after the sessions, I lost saliva for over 2.5 years. But what kept me going, to be honest, let me say, I had a very supportive wife. Very supportive. She supported me. She encouraged me to continue with the sessions.
Going through that pain, Robert Mwangi decided to share his story and counsel others who are lost in drug and substance abuse. And he decided to study counseling. But just after graduating, the worst happened and his cancer recurred, and this time they had to remove his voice box.
I was asking God, surely, why do you allow me to go through the college? And then finally, my voice is going. How will I help people out there to know that these drugs are dangerous? The doctors told me they will introduce me to a machine called larynx. This is the machine I use.
When they got back from India, his wife fell ill, and in July 29, 2011, his wife passed on. Being the fighter that he is, and with the help of his family and his loved ones, he has moved on. He now gives lectures on the effects of drugs and substance abuse in schools, churches, colleges, and gatherings. He has also written a book, Double Loss. As Kenya marked the World Tobacco Day on Saturday, one thing that stuck out like a sore thumb is that the country is yet to meet the World Health Organization recommendations on tobacco control. According to the Ministry of Health Non-Communicable Disease, tobacco is a risk factor and is responsible for more than 55% of public hospital admissions. Like Robert, over half of Kenyan smokers started smoking before the age of 20 years, and almost all before 25 years. Central Province leads with 30.4%, Eastern 26%, 22.6% in the coast, 17.1% in Nairobi, Northeastern 15.6%, Rift Valley 14.3%, Western 11.2%, and Nyanza 7.9%. Over 8 billion sticks of cigarettes are smoked in Kenya every year. According to 2014 Global Adult Tobacco Survey, approximately 2.5 million adults in Kenya currently use tobacco. 6 million people are killed by tobacco each year. with more than 5 million as a result of direct tobacco use. Out of these, about 12,000 are Kenyans. Globally, more than 600,000 who die are non-smokers who are exposed to second-hand smoke. According to the Fifth World Tobacco Atlas in 2013, profits in the tobacco industry were more than 4.3 trillion shillings, while 6.3 million people died from smoking-related illness. The atlas quotes new evidence that tobacco smoke contains at least 69 cancer-causing ingredients. After spending time with Robert Mwangi, I learned that the true face of smoking is disease, death, and horror, not the glamour and sophistication that everyone thinks of when they take their first puff. Marete Selvin, GBS News.